What's up, everybody? I just wanted to introduce this section of my channel before we jump into the video. I'm going to call this one Random Chats. It's inspired by a section on my blog that I've been publishing for years called Random Snaps. It's a collection of photos that I've taken along the way that don't really fit into my portfolio. It's been a big source of inspiration for me over the years. It's a place where I can post my most creative photos, my funnest photos, and stuff that I just love to take. In fact, it was inspired by my time working for French fashion photographer Gilles Ben-Simon. I would see him walking around town, taking pictures of everything he saw along the way before stashing his Leica in his bag, before stepping on set to crush the cover of Elle magazine or something like that. Fun fact, I worked for Gilles Ben-Simon for about 3 months, and I'm fairly certain he didn't know my name. On this channel, I'm here to explore inspiration and what drives people. So I thought I would reach out to some of my friends and find out what inspired them to do what they do. On this first episode of Random Chats, I reached out to my guy, Joe Demarco of Demarco Training Systems in Hamilton. Enjoy.
There's big power in listening to stories from other people. Like, the most important lessons I ever got in life weren't from textbooks and school. It was from being around people and listening to what they have to say. And like getting a handle on what really inspires them, because listening to what they have to say is ultimately, you know, the fuel for the fire, the recipe for the secret sauce, if you will. So I wanted to sit down with Joe Demarco from Demarco Training Systems and see what's inspiring him. He trains my kid and many others, including the Mercer Chiefs hockey team. Joe's a real straightforward dude, real Italian NJ to the core. He went to Don Bosco Prep, then on to the University of Dayton, Ohio, where he studied business management. Joe keeps it really real in the gym, and he inspired my kid, and I wanted to see what he had to say.
All right, Joe, thanks for meeting with me today.
My pleasure.
I appreciate it. Joe, we were looking for a place to train my son, Jalen. We found you via proximity.
Okay.
Brought him in here. Right away, I knew right away we were in the right spot.
I appreciate that.
It was good vibes right away. You inspired my kid. You kicked him in the butt, and that inspired him to come back.
That's beautiful.
So I needed to know what it was that you were doing to inspire my kid that made him want to come back and get his butt kicked again. So when I started this channel, it was about inspiration. Okay. So I was trying to find people who inspired me and inspired the people around them to keep it moving.
That's cool.
So that's why I wanted to reach out. I got a few questions for you.
Sure, go ahead.
So what inspired your fitness journey?
So in all honesty, one of the things was I moved around a lot when I was a kid. And so I never really established a lot of solid friendships in a township. So one of the common denominators that I had when I moved around was sports.
Okay.
And so I became very active in sports because it doesn't really matter who your friends are when you play on a team. It matters the collective team group together. So when I was looking for something to do that had meaning in my life, I kind of felt that I'd always gone back to working out and working with kids and trying to make them better athletes. Yep. And so I decided that that was the journey I was going to go on. I had first started off training general population cases, adults, and that kind of stuff. And it went really well and very easy. But I wanted to do something that was a little more meaningful. Gotcha. And so the one thing that I decided to do was that if I could change one kid's life and let him see at a very early age what he could be, to inspire himself and give him the opportunity to be the very best he could, then that was something that was rewarding to me.
Right on.
And so, you know, over 30 years, I've probably done this 10, 15,000 times. Okay. And not everybody gets the message and understands it. Some of them do great, like the ones you see on the walls. And some of them are just people who just said, hey, you know what, man? This was good enough for me. I had a great experience with sports, but your training and your inspiration outside of sports, just about life in general. Like, we're so distracted today by things like technology and phones and video games. And it's a shame because there's a beautiful world outside. And if I can get these kids outside just to be able to play with each other or play a game of pickup or just say, hey, listen, you know, I'm going to put the video game down for a little while and do something for myself. In the long run, that's something they're going to remember more than that game.
Right on. You know? Well, that's interesting because it kind of like skips forward to my last question, and that it kind of seems like inherently what you're doing is looking to inspire as well as give them something to take away.
Sure.
So you kind of answered my last question of what you're hoping to give people. But like, if you could ask, like, in 10 years, one kid, what was one thing? Like, what is the one thing you would hope to give somebody? Like the one thing that they take away from your training?
I would hope that I inspired them to be the very best they could be, both on the field and off the field.
Okay.
Whether it be as a doctor or a husband or a piano player. Like, well, a lot of the things that I do in here too is sometimes parents bring in kids that don't belong here.
Yep.
And so, like, I'll explain to the parent, like, you know, your kid's an excellent artist and an excellent piano player. Like, don't put so much pressure on them to be the greatest soccer player in the world. Let them work out and enjoy that, because you may have an idea in your son's head what the best thing for them is. And they may be fighting with you internally and you don't even know it, that they're pushing themselves into something they don't really like. So I try and cut through the nonsense here and just find out whether or not mom and dad should really make an investment in someone's future. Now, general fitness and general health are different than athletic performance training. If you just want to work out and get in shape and lose some fat and feel good about yourself, I'm all about that. For the higher end performance training, though, there's obviously a much higher bar for them to go towards. So, you know, I don't want to have a mixed message with the parents, which is, you're bringing me a kid who's 10, you're telling me he's going to be a professional baseball player. That's not really the goal right now for him. Let's see if Timmy can run well. Let's see if he can push a little weight forward. Let's see if it improves his game. Because there are kids that you can bypass at a very young age because maybe they don't have the tools and the athletic ability naturally to do so. So if I can help a kid through an awkward phase and help him get through that and keep him inspired in the sport he loves, then that's great.
Love it. Joe, what's your main source of inspiration? Like, when you're kind of like looking to get going, you need a little bit of fuel to get going. What do you source for inspiration?
It's really, I look at my family.
Love it.
It's my family. You know, I want the best for them. You know, we have younger kids at home, and I want the best for their abilities. And hi, how are you? Bye. Okay, see you later. I want the best for them, and I have kids who play sports at home. So, you know, what gets me up out of bed every day is them and the ability to want the best for them. And the other thing is that I know that there's more work left to be done. Like, there are other kids in here that wake me up sometimes. I'm like, listen, that kid, I know he can really do this if he finds the right tools to kind of make him successful. And so, like, those are the types of things that inspire me. Sometimes it's not the kid who made it to the pros. Sometimes it's an 8 or a 10-year-old kid who really just had a problem and didn't want to play anymore because of it. But we helped him with that, and now he's inspired to continue his athletic career and just be happier. I think happiness is really undervalued. And so is play. Like, you know, everybody now is in some sort of organized play. That costs mom and dad money.
It's true.
For no reason. Whatever happened to pick up basketball games, pick up football games, pick up baseball games? It's so structured and organized. And like, for the average American, that's a lot of money to spend just so your kid can play. So, you know, I try and keep it cost effective here and do the right thing by the parents and the kids, which is, hey, listen, why don't you see how athletic your kid can be first before you start investing money in travel teams in the future and all that kind of stuff? Because you don't know whether or not they're going to take to something until you know how athletic they are. You know?
Right on. Well, Joe, I genuinely appreciate it. You inspired my kid, inspires me.
You inspire me too, man.
Joe's gym isn't super fancy. There's no smoothie bar, but if you're looking to train your kids and inspire them and have them leave sweaty and tired and ready to come back and get their butt kicked again, I vouch for Joe and Demarco Training Systems. It inspired me and it inspired my kid, and it made me want to come and talk to him and figure out what his secret sauce is. So reach out to Joe, tell him I sent you.